Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
You don't talk a lot, and hopefully you don't mind me bringing it up, Mr. Magazine, about your kids. You do not talk too much about them. But you do have a son that is currently in college. You've mentioned that on the show before.
Yep.
What are his/your concerns regarding future career and AI?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, he does bring AI a lot now because they're teaching it. Not that they're teaching in schools where there might be classes. I don't know, but it's part of a lot of the classes now that they at least mention it. For certain careers and so forth. He wants to. He's going to a good school. He's really smart, hard worker. So I feel like he's going to be successful whatever he does, and he's smart enough to take a career most likely that isn't going to put him out of business, as far as an AI, and which everyone's worried about that, obviously.
So him and his friends are concerned about it. They're talking about that at school.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah. They want to make a lot of money. They want to make sure they go into a field that people will always need humans running it. And, and unfortunately with investment, he wants to maybe do investment, economics, something, he's taking economics right now. Originally he didn't like school too much. He wanted to work for me. I said, listen, you got too much potential, and you probably don't want to do what I'm doing right off the bat. If you want to take business classes and you enjoy it and want to take it over down the road, that's another story. But broaden your horizon, see what you enjoy at college for 4 years, and then we can reassess your future. But he definitely wants to go into something where he wanted to originally be a doctor. He goes, there's no way I'm going to school for 10 plus years, whatever, and own $500,000. So that was kind of a smart move, I thought, as well. But again, he wants to be doing investments, maybe not so much stocks, but invest in money into companies and this and that. And watching, he loves the card market now, so he's watching the card market. And when he gets some money built up, he's gonna start investing in the cards and flipping them. He wants to do things like that as well on the side. So not only does he want a career in investment in money or something, but he also wants some side hustle as well. So, but again, we did bring up AI where certain jobs might be out of there at some point, and he doesn't want to go into those fields, obviously.
Well, can I give you some bad news, Mr. Magazine?
Okay.
And good news for everybody else out there.
Okay. Thank you.
Reselling, the way we do it, is AI proof. And I've been reading a lot of things about the Generation Z and the angst, and even the people my age that are worried their jobs are going to be lost from, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
What we do now, it's not true of all reselling. If you do retail arbitrage and all that stuff, people can set bots up and buy stuff right off of Walmart, and they probably can pick them up at the local store and have bought them with their bots before you even can find them at the store and whatever. If you're doing that kind of thing, it's a different story. But if you are buying one of a kind or close to one of a kind, vintage antique items, AI cannot take that job. At least not now.
Right. It can have our knowledge, but you still need someone physically getting the items, buying the items, selling the items,
Finding
and so forth.
the items.
So we may have AI working for us,
yes,
but no one's going to take over our jobs as the boss of the company.
Well, the other side of it is, if these are one-of-a-kind items, you've seen anybody out there that uses AI and asks at prices, AI will tell you, this is worth $40 to $60. And I'm looking at it going, no, it's not. It's a one-of-a-kind item. I've been doing this for years.
Right.
It's a $125 item. And sure enough, I get $125 out of it when AI tells me it's worth $40. It doesn't mean people aren't going to program it and ask $850 on it and eventually take $100 off.
Well, imagine how off it would have been, not too long ago when all these Marvel characters and Star Wars characters were having their first appearances in shows and movies, and then their comics skyrocketed. Well, you could have done price comps and they're going to be crap, at that point in time. But now, 5 years later, now they're worth 10 times that or 100 times that.
Yeah. So I am very bullish on reselling, and definitely something or other to think about if you are looking for a second career, if you are looking for a career, if you are looking for a business, if you're looking for a side hustle, whatever it comes down to, this is something, the reselling, the way that we do it, which is vintage items, one-of-a-kind items. I don't see how AI is going to be able to take us out of the equation.
Well, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. If you look at my Shopify website, the adult website, we built it up 5-6 years. We got 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 listings. how could AI compete with my inventory? Like how could, you know what I'm saying? Like, how could AI take over a company like that by itself? I mean, you need someone.
Well, they'd
buying
have
the
to
product.
buy all the stuff and scan
Yeah.
it all in. But even then, it is not. Some of the stuff doesn't have comps.
But you need
and the like.
opportunity to get those, which AI can AI network all over the country or all over the world and buy inventory on its own. I mean,
Maybe,
it
but
seems very, and if they could, would they want to compete with me who at that say AI can do it in 5 years now? I have 1 million items and I've grown and I'm known all over the world. I'm number one, whatever. Would they want to compete and waste their time with that?
well, they might want to because it's
Right.
low cost, but still.
I think there's more things out there that are easier to compete with and so forth.
And I was thinking about this, and I don't want to downplay anybody's business, but again, if you're into the RA, retail arbitrage, I can see there being difficulty. I can see there being trouble because, again, you're buying new things. You're buying things that are available and people can find things online. If you are doing your own production of items and having it come by, having it made in China and brought on by, it's a new item. I'm certain that somebody can sit there and take AI and find out what it is that you're selling and find out what it is you're pricing it at using AI, scanning millions of Amazon listings so it finally figures it out.
Right.
And then can kind of backtrack its way through to find out what it should be paying for the stuff. And if it's willing to work on a smaller margin, which if AI is doing a lot of the work, it may be willing to work on a smaller margin. You're paying $15 an item for the stuff and selling it at $42 over on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's willing to sell it at $41 and pay $17.
Think about it. What if they're buying pallets and there's 100 items on the pallet? They sell 20 on Amazon. The rest don't sell. AI's, maybe they can find a new platform to sell it. We're going to sell it over here now for less. And they're going to move it and sell it before anyone else even touches it.
Yeah. No, AI, I more than ever, as I thought about this episode, I think that the old, unique items have a special place no matter what.
Yeah.
With AI. You're doing anything, you're producing yourself, you're doing anything that you could buy in a regular retail store. Good luck to you. When you need some reselling advice, come on by. Do hit the like button if you could, and we'll see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.